Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you my version of the Foxy eye trend that is really popular from people like Kendall Jenner and Bella Hadid. It's that very lifted, straight brow eye look, and I'm going to show you how to do it with makeup and not a brow lift. I posted this a couple days on my Instagram, a picture of me with this look, and we had filmed that, but parts were missing. So here we are again for take 2. Hope you guys enjoy, and if you want to see how to get this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so first I'm going to start off with my complexion. I always like to do my foundation and everything first. I feel like you get the best blend that way. The only time I don't do it first is if I'm doing like a really heavy eye look, which we're not doing today. So I'm going to go in first with my priming moisturizer. This is from Dr. Jart. A little bit of that. Next I'm going to go in with my foundation. Today I'm using the Anastasia Luminous Foundation. I'm just going to apply that with my beauty blender. And I'm just going to bounce the beauty blender on the skin. You don't want to swipe, you get a much better blend when you bounce. This foundation shade's a little darker than my face, but the rest of my body was pretty much always more tan than my face, so it's gonna match everything else. I'm just gonna make sure that you blend onto your ears, up into your hairline. And then on your jaw as well. I don't usually apply product actually onto my neck, but I like to blend whatever's left down so that we don't have that line. We don't want to look like we're wearing a mask. I'm just going back in and building up a little bit more coverage where I feel like I need it. My face is kind of breaking out right now. My monthly gift is due any second. All right, next I'm gonna go in with my concealer. I'm gonna take my Kosas concealer on my under eyes. I'm gonna use a bit more than I would day to day of this because I want the under eyes to look really brightened. This is a very sculpted look on the face. I find that this concealer does kind of change color after it's on. Kind of gets really yellow, and I'm going to use it just to highlight some of the other high points on the face. Down the nose. I like to do a little on the corner of my mouth too. For some reason makeup like doesn't stick to this part of my face, so I always feel like I need to put a little bit extra there. Alright, and then I'm just taking the pointy end of my beauty blender to blend that in. Just a little on my friend over here. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with some cream contour and bronzer. I'm gonna take my Milk Makeup Baked Bronzer and really start to kind of sculpt and bronze the face at the same time. And I'm just going to apply this with a small stippling brush. I don't usually like to just like swipe the product right on the face because you can move around everything that you just perfectly blended. So I'm starting right up at the top of my ear here and then kind of following the natural contour of my cheekbone. And you can just feel on your face for where that is if you don't ever know where your contour should go. You always want to blend upwards with your contour, never down, because we're trying to make the face look more like lifted and sculpted. If you blend down, it's going to drag the face down, which is the opposite of what we want to do. Even, I'm gonna do a little bit more on this side. I'm doing this a little bit more intense than I normally would because our inspiration for this look, which is Bella Hadid, she's got like a really sculpted high cheekbones. So we're gonna kind of try to recreate that. Okay. And then I'm just also gonna bronze my forehead. Same thing when we were blending foundation here. Really want to blend back up into the hairline. Makes it look more natural. Take a little under your bottom lip. Make your lips look a little bit poutier. Maybe down the neck a little too, just so everything looks nice and cohesive. I'm gonna use my Hourglass Arch Brow Micro Sculpting Pencil. I have the shade Warm Brunette. And I'm just gonna brush through my brow hairs first. Okay, so the look that we're creating is a very straight brow look. And my brows have a natural arch to them. So we're gonna try to do this without shaving off the end of my brow, which would be the best way, most realistic way to do this look, but I don't want to commit to shaving off my brow. This is a very trendy look and I don't have straight brows forever. So the best way to kind of see the shape of the brow is I'm just going to take my pencil so we can see straight. So my brow should end right about here. So this would be like the part that would need to be shaved off if we were going to shave it. So we're going to try to achieve that look without doing it, without shaping them. So I'm gonna start at the bottom of my brow, my natural brow, and kind of create this straight line here. And to do that, I'm gonna fill in kind of where my natural arch is underneath so that it looks more straight across. And then I'm gonna kind of extend the brow a little bit past where it actually goes so that it's kind of like we took this piece that needed to be shaved off and then pulled it up. And then where my kind of natural arch is on top, I'm gonna connect that to this outer piece here. Other than that, I'm just filling my brow in the same way that I normally would, just creating like little flicks so that it looks like hair. I think this is my favorite brow product for doing that. I like it even better than my Anastasia brow wiz because the shape of it is more like pinched, so I feel like it actually does look more like hair. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other eyebrow. Okay, so now I'm just gonna set my brows in place with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. So I am just gonna clean up my brows with some concealer now. I wouldn't normally do this, but for this look, since we did completely change the shape of the brows and it's a very specific shape that we want, I want it to look how we want it to look, and this will also hopefully help cover up some of my natural brow that is still there. So I'm just taking that same Kosas concealer on a small flat concealer brush. And I'm just gonna go right along the bottom to really sharpen that up. I think the best way to think about when you're doing this is think about getting your eyebrows waxed, like the concealer's like the wax that you're applying. It's so hard for me to not make it like an arch again when I do it like that. All right, and then I'm just gonna blend that out. I think if I kind of push those upwards towards the brow, makes them look a little bit less like they're not there. Just a little bit. All right, now I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other brow. Yeah, I think that's better. I think that makes it look more like they're just ones that, like I need to do my brows, like they're not doing these. Okay, so I'm gonna do my eyes now, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of my setting powder on my lid since I put a little concealer up there to make sure that it's set and doesn't crease on us. And I'm gonna use my Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. I have it in the shade Pound Cake. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that. Make sure that there aren't any creases already. We don't want to set the creases in first. Okay, so I'm just taking my Milk Makeup Bronzer again on the flat concealer brush, and I'm gonna create that contour shape going from the outer corner of the eye up towards the tail of the brow. All right, and then I'm just gonna blend in onto the lid a little there so it's softened up, but I wanna keep this edge really nice and sharp. Yeah, see how much that already helped create that like lift and angle to the eye? Okay, so the eye look that we're gonna do that I had posted in my picture on Instagram a few days ago was really easy and natural. You can totally amp this look up and do it as dramatic as you want, but I kinda want it to just look like that's the shape of my eye. So I'm gonna be working from my Anastasia Jackie Aina palette today. I love this palette. It's one of my favorite ones that's come out recently. And I'm gonna take just a fluffy blending brush. This one's from Sigma. And I'm gonna go into the shade Ginger. It's like a medium warm brown. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of that on my blending brush, and I'm gonna start right towards this outer part here and go in kind of straight. I would normally, when I'm doing my shadow, kind of blend along my natural crease, like a curve, but I wanna keep that kind of like angle pulled up, so I'm gonna go in kind of more straight like that. And I'm gonna kind of intensify that line that we created there. I'm not ever gonna blend past that like line that we made on the outer corner with the bronzer though. Okay, so like that. And then now I'm just gonna go in and blend it so that it's nice and seamless. Okay, now I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other eye. I'm kind of just like pulling the shadow up a little too. Right here on this outer corner. This is definitely darker than it was in the last picture I did, or does it not look as intense on camera?
Both sides look intense.
I know the picture that I posted from last time when I did it was not this intense. Okay, so now that we've kind of created the shape that we want with the eyeshadow, I am gonna create a little liner, and I'm just gonna use it with a powder eyeshadow because again, I want it to be like really soft and kind of like smoky looking, soft and smudgy. So I'm just taking an angled liner brush and I'm gonna go back into that same palette and I'm gonna take the shade Credit, which is like a dark, warm brown. And just a little bit of that. And I'm gonna go just right along that edge that we already created on the outer part of the eye and give myself like a little baby liner. Come and do the same thing on the other eye. And I'm only pulling the shadow in like kind of right to the edge of my iris. Keeping everything on the outer part of the eye to accentuate that like lifted and look that we're going for. Okay, now I'm just gonna take like a fluffy little domed blending brush and I'm just gonna kind of smoke out along that liner because I want it to look really soft. Okay, I'm gonna take a little of that same setting powder that I used on a fluffier brush than what I used to apply the color in the crease. Just a little bit of it and kind of blend it into that area from my brow bone down because I want it to look really soft, and that Anastasia palette doesn't have like a light skin tone color that I can do this with. So just gonna blend right at the edge of that. There we go. Doing the Bob Ross thing again. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the eyes. Like I said, you can always make it more intense if you wanted to. You could do like an actual liner. I've seen some people that are doing that little, like this little inner corner of your eye right here with like liner to create that shape. I'm gonna keep it like this. I feel like we did create that nice like lifted effect here. And I am just gonna pop on my mascara. First, I'm gonna curl my lashes with the Shiseido lash curler. This step's really important, especially since I'm not going in with falsies. You always wanna curl your lashes before you do mascara because otherwise they're just gonna stick out and straight unless you have naturally beautifully curled lashes, which I don't. When I curl my lashes, I kind of like to bounce it and crimp them quite a few times instead of just like one curl. I feel like that helps them stay and look better. The mascara I'm going to use today is the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara, and I'm going to apply this a little different than I normally would. I'm going to sort of pull my lashes outward and apply more on this outer corner. Again, everything we're doing is to help create that shape out here. And then on the bottom ones, I am just gonna hit them a little bit on that outer corner. I'm kind of doing the same things with the bottom ones where I'm just like pulling them out towards the outer corner of the eye, so out and up. Okay, so I got a huge glob of mascara on this eye on accident. I'm gonna let that dry and then I'm gonna show you guys how you can just like flake it off really easy so that it doesn't smudge. I'm gonna move on and finish up my complexion, my cheek products, while I let that piece of mascara dry on there. So I'm gonna go in with my blush. I'm using this cream blush from Honest Beauty. It's in the shade Coral Peach. And I'm gonna take that on that same small stippling brush that we used for the bronzer earlier. And I'm gonna focus my blush today actually like up higher on the cheekbone and not on the apples of my cheeks because we wanna create that nice sculpted look still. And if you bring it on the apples of the cheeks, it's gonna give you that more like rounded cheek effect. I just got this blush a couple weeks ago and I've been loving it. The formula is really nice and I love this color. So that mascara is probably dry now, so I'm just gonna go in with a Q-tip and wipe it off. When you let it dry, it'll just flake off instead of smudging and making an even bigger mess. So now I'm gonna go in with my highlight. I'm gonna add quite a bit because I wanna be very glowy. Like I said before, Bella Hadid has like really high, intense cheekbones. And I feel like she's always pretty highlighty too. So I'm gonna go in with my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Liquid. This one's in the shade Champagne Pop. I love this. You can make it look really nice and skin-like since it's a liquid, or you can build it up to be pretty intense just like Becca's powder highlights. And I'm just gonna take this with my ring finger and apply that right on the tops of the cheekbones. These highlighters are also really pretty on the body, especially in the summertime. I didn't set my under eye concealer or anything yet because I knew I was going to be using all creams on the face. You want to do your creams before your powders. They'll just sit nicer on the skin that way. Okay, like I said, I'm going to go in with a little bit more, just build it up to be more intense. Are we glowy?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna take a little bit of that highlighter on a small little detail brush and I'm put some right on the inner corner of my eyes. I didn't contour my nose this time. And then I'm going to take some of that highlight on the same small brush down the bridge of my nose. And I like to put a little on the Cupid's bow too. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of powder on my under eyes to set my concealer. I'm gonna just make sure that we are blending out anything that's creasing already so that we're not setting the creases. And you really just wanna press and kind of roll the powder on, not swipe, so that everything that we perfectly blended, we're not moving around. You can definitely bake your under eyes for this look too to create even more of that like brightness on the under eye. I have pretty dry skin, so I don't usually like to bake, especially my under eye area. I don't want it to look too dry there. But I think I am gonna go in and kind of just lightly bake under my contour bronze here so that we look even a little bit more sculpted. So I'm gonna take my beauty blender and I'm gonna load it up with that setting powder and go right along the bottom of that contour there, just like that. I should have put these hoops on at the end. Okay, set the AirPods in place. Okay, and then I actually am gonna set just like a little bit on my forehead and maybe my chin. I don't usually set my face at all because I'm so dry, but it's really hot today and I've been sweating this whole time. But again, with the powder, less is more. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on that same small and just kind of take, we wanna be glowy, but I don't wanna look sweaty and greasy, which I feel like I kinda am. Take down that shine a little bit. Okay, and I don't want to leave that bake on for too long. Like I said, I just wanted it to clean that up a little bit. So I'm gonna take a big fluffy brush and just sweep that away. Like that. Okay, and then the last thing is the lips. So I'm gonna go in with my Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil. This one is in the shade Wherever Walnut, and I'm gonna line my lips. I'm gonna really emphasize my Cupid's bow. Bella Hadid has a pretty pointy Cupid's bow. So we're gonna play that up, which I kind of do too, but this is just a nice, pretty natural shade for my lips, which is what I want. You always want to go from the outer corner up, because that's going to give your lips more of that like up rounded look, where if you go this way, it's gonna pull them down a little bit. Now I'm just gonna go in with my Pat McGrath. This is just like a tinted lip balm. It's the Sheer Color Balm in the color Blow Up. There we go. Okay, so that is it for the makeup, and now I'm just gonna quickly pull my hair up in a nice tight slicked back pony. I feel like that really helps just create that shape even more and enhance it. And I'm gonna do it with a pretty deep side part like I had in the picture that I posted the other day. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay, before I start doing my ponytail, I'm first just gonna go in with this Loma smoothing cream, put it in my hair so that it looks really nice and smooth and easier to slick back. Carrie's gonna be so proud of me doing my hair. Is it Gigi Hadid who I mean Bella Hadid? Have I been saying Gigi Hadid the whole time?
No, Bella.
Okay, good. It's Bella Hadid who does her hair like this, right? I never looked last time.
Think so.
I don't know if it's Ariana Grande or Bella Hadid. Somebody. All right, so that is the finished look, complete with makeup and hair. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see any more videos. Bye. These pieces of my real brows aren't shattering the illusion for everybody. They're kind of killing it for me. Yeah. Camera. Like side part that's 12! Who are they getting? Oh, it's the fire department. That's not. Now it's 12.
2 12s.
2 12s?
Yeah.
Oh, they're going the same way though.
Do it again.
What was wrong with that?
You looked at me again. Do
what?
It again.
It was fine.